Hey internet, so as you read in the title that you should give Snowbreak a try and play it. From my previous video I said should you play it, and now I'm saying you should definitely give it a try. Now with this patch they have added in-game content, so as much as I want to chill and vibe with Katya listening to her doing the drums, I will show you the in-game content. Also, the reason why you have your characters in like the housing system is so like they get a trust like points, and trust increases the damage for those of you that are playing Snowbreak Containment Zone for the first time. So right, so this is Paradoxical Labyrinth, which is the in-game content that they added. So what it is I guess a roguelike system where you just go through like the stages and you fight different mobs, and then eventually you reach the boss. So it's sort of like going through a instance dungeon, I guess. So of course you got your achievements, and then you've got your reward tree, goes all the way up to 60, and you get a 5-star weapon. You get 2 5-star weapons actually. So you get one at level 30 and then final one at level 60, which fully upgrades your weapon. And then you've got your skill tree that you can upgrade as well, so it makes your experience a little bit more easier. Okay, so I won't complete it, but we can just go through. So I started the...
I come bearing blessings to all things.
I guess we can finish it. I mean, it's not a big deal. But basically you go through these like...
Not enough to change anything.
Different monsters or enemies.
Nothing to be afraid of.
So this is on normal setting.
Reloading. But
you can change it to like the most difficult setting for maximum points, but it just takes it takes longer, I guess. So even at normal setting it takes about 6 to 8 minutes depending on what buffs you get and what enemies you get. So this is basically it, and you pick different buffs and you pick different doors. So sometimes you get to see what the doors contain, so what enemies are in the doors, and sometimes you don't. If you unlock the recon skill tree, then you can find out what enemies are in each door. Okay, and yeah, so you go through the door. Sometimes it's enemies, sometimes it's like supplies or buffs.
I come bearing blessings to all things,
and that's cool. So cool. And like for this instance, if you unlock the recon system, it will tell you what enemies are behind each door. So we'll pick this one. This one seems the easiest, because grenade enemies, you can always dodge grenades.
Get back.
Ah, drone surprise. Okay. Alright.
Nothing to be afraid of.
You know, so this is not related to the game, but I was actually thinking like it wouldn't surprise me if they like use players' data to train their like I guess robots or their drones from the combat experience the player goes through.
Nothing to be afraid of.
I mean, I know they won't do that, but they totally could. So like using players to train like killer robots.
Objective complete, all according to plan.
Okay. anyways, so we'll go through this. So now we're gonna go through the shop, I guess, or like the, well, it's not, it's more like an instant shop where you buy abilities.
To all things.
So if you play Snowbreak, you'll be familiar. If you're new to Snowbreak, basically this is like a shop that you can buy abilities for this roguelike mode. Okay, they all seem to be good. I'll have lifesteal, that seems good. And what else? And retaliation sounds good. Okay, cool. Alright, so that's the mode. Okay, all three of these monsters or mobs seem kind of bad, so we'll choose the middle one.
So, you've realized you need me then?
So you do have a choice of having 3 characters in this mode.
I mean, this is just
which
how the
is
lead
good.
should look, no?
Some of the achievements you are required to do complete the mode in with one character, which
We
is
have
kind of
extras
difficult,
on set.
but that's why it's an achievement.
Take a bow, already reloading.
I think
As if I need money.
the one thing I would say that this mode has, or one issue, is that your skill buffs that you buy from the skill tree aren't
Brilliant performance on my part. You'd agree?
like equally what's the word, like situated. So if you are a shotgun main, you may need to wait a little bit, so you can't like buy the shotgun buff straight away. You gotta level up all the things that you don't want to level up in order to get the shotgun.
Take a bow and exit
And that's
stage
the
right.
same with sniper and like all the useful, I guess, weapon types. Not saying that shotgun and snipers are the best, but like you got assault rifle, which is a little bit later on as well. Okay. I guess we'll go for this one. Okay. So that's one little, I guess, downside to the mode. The mode is the skill tree that they don't balance their upgrades. So they pick like the
I mean, this is just
weapon
how the lead
types
should
that
look,
they
no?
think will be useful in the beginning, but in reality maybe like players like maining a special weapon type. So I mean that's a little nitpicky, to be honest, because
this
you
is
should
just how the
be
lead should look, no?
like adapt in all weapon types, but maybe your favorite character uses a certain weapon type and like you can't buff them up. So there is that, but I mean in normal mode
this
it doesn't
is just
matter.
How the lead should look, no?
On hard
We
mode
have served your queen.
it matters. So I think on dangerous
As
or
if I
on
need
hard
money.
mode
Take a bow
it
and exit stage.
matters because the mobs are bullet sponges, so they just take forever to
Already reloading. You think you can
like
hurt me?
to kill, and also like they hit harder as well. So not only do they take longer to kill, but they hit
Take
hard.
a bow and exit stage right.
So it's double the effort. And
Brilliant performance on my part. You'd
luckily,
agree?
most of the stages aren't timed, but on dangerous mode, I think some of them are timed as well. Like, while this one is timed, they give you enough time to like clear it, but on dangerous, they give you just enough time to clear it. So I think like on dangerous mode, I think they designed it so it's more beneficial if you wish and get the premium limited time character.
Watch closely. Where else could you see a mission
and
carried
also
off to
the
perfection?
limited time weapon as well. But on normal,
We have serve your queen.
it's not that bad. Normal and hard, not that bad. Dangerous is the one that you probably need, like
Already
the
reloading.
limited time character. Although you can still clear it as a free to play. Just you need to be really on point with your skills, which is good in a way because that means like free to play players with enough skill can clear it. But it does make it easier if you do have the, I guess, limited characters. That being said, I am free to play and it's doable. I think, well, I say doable with a caveat. If you're facing the boss that has like a 5 million HP shield, then no. And I'm not exaggerating. Like
Already
on
reloading.
dangerous mode, the orb thingy, so the boss that is the orb thingy with 5 million HP or 5 million shield HP, then no. If it's any other boss, then yeah, you can do dangerous mode.
Objective complete.
Alright, cool.
Big
So
surprise.
that's that mode done. So once you complete, you will have like your rating. So if your characters are downed a few times, you lose your points, or like it's a subtraction. Okay. So once you get your points, sometimes you're able to level up, sometimes not. So in my case, I am able to level up. So in terms of the skill tree, I recommend you level up like movement and damage, because since you're traveling from A to B, from like one instance to the next, having movement speed is highly recommended to save you time. And then of course you've got your damage, so your crit rate, that's also useful. Standard skill, that's useful as well. And then you've got your weapon damage, so sniper rifles, submachine gun, and notice how that they're on like stage 2. So in stage 1 you've got crossbow, so crossbow, this one. So they thought crossbow would be most ideal for stage 1 because they wanted to sell Katia, which is fine, but I wish they like balanced it. Like if they had crossbow, shotgun, assault rifle, and then sniper rifle, pistol, and like all the other ones as well. But they're choosing to go one stage you get one weapon type, another stage you get other weapon types. So that's a little bit annoying, because shotgun and assault rifle is like the third stage, so you need more points. And yeah, also if you want to min-max your, I guess, difficulty, so to get the most points for the least amount of time spent playing would be hard mode. So you get 12 points for like round about 15 minutes. For normal, 6 to 8 minutes, and you get less points. Danger mode, you get like the most points, but you also take the most time. So I think you get around about 120 points. So hard mode is around about, I think, 80, and this one is like 70, but then you gotta account for all the bonuses that you get as well. So realistically, normal mode you get 130 with all the bonuses, and hard mode around about 150-ish, and danger mode you get about 200 points ish. But danger mode takes the longest, I would say 20 plus minutes. hard mode around about 15, and normal mode 6 to 8 minutes if you can rush it. And don't bother with easy mode, that's the tutorial. Okay, so I think with the in-game content it's good. Now we can talk about a few other things. So in Snowbreak they do have Valentine's gifts. So like characters will give you like this gift, and inside this like chocolate box they give you useful items. So those are furniture tickets, and you can use that to buy furniture for your characters. This raises their trust level, and the trust level increases the character's damage, so that's why that's useful. And this revision application is used for like re-rolling your logistics. Logistics is artifacts in terms of Genshin Impact reference, or in Star Rail's reference it would be your relics. So you get to re-roll your stats, which is really helpful. Okay, and the game is more generous with their rewards being handed out. For example, Snowbreak gave 15 wishes for Chinese New Year compared to Genshin Impact, which gave 13. It's kind of like one-upping them. But at the same time, it's like Snowbreak is in a similar boat that it is like in the blue ocean like market, where there is not much competition. While Nikkei is a shooter gacha game, it's not 3D, like fully 3D where you control the character compared to Snowbreak. It's more of a 2D shooter, auto shooter, and that's okay. So in a way it's sort of a competition, but it's not really the same like scene, I guess. And while you could say this is an action is it an RPG? It's more of an action shooter gacha game. So right now there isn't any other fully third-person shooter gacha game. I could be wrong on that. I know there are other shooter games in the gacha scene, but there aren't any like controllable third-person shooter ones. So I think it's good, and the developers have pulled a 180. They went from modest and just focused on the gameplay, like the shooting, which is still good. Like as you saw, the gameplay is really nice, and now they went for a more fan service style, which is fine. They need to sell like the characters, sell the skins, get people to wish on the characters, so I get it. So more fan service, and understandable. Like that's how you get the revenue, understandable. So from humble and modest to a bit more fan servicey, and that's okay. I get it, and the developers are doing everything they can to save the game. I think they are. I think they made a 180 and the game isn't in jeopardy anymore. I think they're okay, but at the same time, I think hopefully in the near future they can bring back the English voice actors, because they had to cut their budget for the English voiceover. So I hope one day they can bring the English voice actors back. And it would be nice if they actually voice acted the story instead of like a visual novel where you just read it. So while I'm saying that you should play this game as free to play and spend if you want to, but you don't have to, I think the game is worth playing. Like, it's worth a try for sure, and it's worth playing as a free to play.
A reason to fight? Sure, I've got
And yeah, I mean, in terms of skins, there's no shortage of that. there is so many different skins. So they really are trying to sell skins on top of having the gacha wish for like characters. So that's cool. Now, in terms of things to do, so that is your end game, your paradoxical. On top of that, you still got your co-op online, which is fine. I mean, generally you would just hop on and just do the co-op, get your points, and then never really do co-op again until the next week. So like every day you get a bonus, so you would do co-op for like 2 rounds for the bonus, and then you would just like wait till the next day, because the bonus is double, so double points. So that's cool. I mean, I don't mind co-op. It's like there's no toxicity because everyone in co-op is trying to do the same thing. We're not competing against each other, we're trying to work with each other to get the rewards. So like there's not really much toxicity in co-op. I mean, the only thing that co-op you may occasionally encounter is that they want the specific character for that week. So say for example, if you don't have Katia, for example, and you don't like the other characters, some players may be a little bit mad about that, but I think most of them kind of just like let it go and just play it anyways, because it's not worth waiting 30 minutes for a full party to be complete. So they would just take the like extra 10% bonus loss, which it's fine. Like, so you get double points and then an extra 10% for like playing the character of the week. So the 10% ain't that bad, but it's not really toxic. No one really chats. It's like we all know what to do, just like shoot the enemy. So that's co-op. And yeah, I mean, so we got our weekly boss. I think I can do this one, so we can do that. I know this is a slightly long video, more than 10 minutes for sure, and that's okay. Like in my previous video, Should You Play, I didn't get to show you this I guess weekly boss one, so we can do that now. And yeah, so I'm just picking some characters. I need a healer. Okay, she will do. Well, she's there's only 2 healers in the game. I think you only need 2 healers in the game, to be honest.
I come bearing blessings to all things.
So in terms of weekly boss, like there is 5 stages where you fight the boss. So the first one is more like a tutorial. You kind of just get a feel for the weekly boss, and then with every stage, like
Do not resist.
they get stronger and stronger.
Reloading.
So I probably won't go into it that much because this boss seems to take a little while.
Saw how it would end.
Okay,
for you.
so that's done. But you'll see once we exit out of the screen. And that's cool. So that was the
Always in
tutorial
motion. There's
version.
balance.
Alright, so cool. So as you can see, there is a difficulty. So stage 1 is your tutorial, stage 2 gets harder and harder, and each stage will have like more buffs for the boss or debuffs for the team. And that's cool. So, and you get rewards, of course. So there is a mini competitiveness for this weekly boss. So once a week you can rise to the ranks. So if you can beat the boss within a certain time, like you can get to the top 1% of players or top 1 to 5% of players. And yeah, so for this one I've only done 5 to 10% because that's the first difficulty. So for example, this one, Esther, I think I was like top 4%, top 7. Feels bad, man. Okay, so people do dethrone you in terms of like the competitive rank. It's really you versus yourself, but they have this ladder system where once a week you can rise to the top. Okay, so that's cool for the boss. And yeah, so we talked about the rewards. So you just beat the boss at different difficulties and you get the rewards. So difficulty 5 is the hardest one, but they give you the worst reward possible, which is fair because not many people can complete it. Difficulty 5 is basically like to the point where you either need to be super skilled as a free-to-play, or you have the limited time character and limited time weapon to make your experience a little bit easier. But it's still doable as a free-to-play, except when you are doing that difficulty, you basically just need to be on point with your skills and your shots as well. As long as you don't miss and you know when to use your abilities, when to heal, all that stuff. So all your bullet control, aim control, and just knowing your HP. So all that stuff. So basically game mechanics. If you know your game mechanics and you're skilled enough, you can probably beat like difficulty 5. Otherwise, if you're a spender, then just have your limited character and weapon and you can probably clear it easy. Alright, so I think we haven't talked about anything else. Previously we talked about that. Okay, yep, so yeah, so everything's good. I think even though they have a in-game system or in-game content, I think like there still needs to be more to be done. So instead of a 2-minute game, it is now a 5 to 10 minute game, which I'm not complaining, and that's cool. So in-game mail for Valentine's, which is nice. Alright, like I said, they give you these chocolates which contain like useful materials. Alright, I think we covered it this time. Covered everything this time, so yeah, definitely check out Snowbreak Containment Zone. I would say it's worth playing now.
Sure. I've got
because
one.
there is in-game content, and while there is in-game content and you can play it, I would say yeah, it's still like a short game. Like it's a short gacha game, right? It's 6 to 8 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. Like yes, you can repeat the dungeon, so you got 99 tries, I guess. So you can play this mode for 99 times. Do you want to do that and spend like 2 to 5 hours playing this? If you enjoy shooters, like shooter games, and you want to shoot mobs for 5 hours, sure, go ahead. But I would say maybe 1 or 2 times and you're good. So the fact that they put 99 times is really generous. Like, I don't think many people would grind the labyrinth out for like spending 5 hours, but you could. I think that's the point that the developers were making. Like, while you would get bored of it after 2 or 3 attempts, but you can play it for 5 hours if you want to. I think that was their point. So the stamina system or resin system doesn't like stop you from playing the in-game content, which is nice. Okay, I think that's all that I've got for this video, so thanks for watching. Hope you had a great day. Be sure to like, subscribe, share with your friends, ring the bell, turn on all notifications, leave a comment below. Are you gonna give Snowbreak a try now that it has in-game content? Become a member if you want to, drop a super thanks if you want to. Until next time, see ya.